Good morning, Alex and friends. I'm Grace. Today is Monday, January 20th, 2025, and you're listening to Alex's News. The weather in Riverside will reach a mild high of 66.5 degrees today, with temperatures dropping to a cool 44.7 degrees overnight. Coming up, we'll examine the shifting dynamics in the Red Sea as Houthi forces adjust their approach to maritime traffic. Then, we'll explore the concerning trend of winter wildfires in California and what this means for the state's future climate challenges. Finally, we'll analyze the connection between Bitcoin's surging value and Donald Trump's presence in the political landscape. All this and more ahead on Alex's News. We begin this morning with a significant development in the ongoing Red Sea crisis. Joining us now is our international affairs correspondent Ethan Parker with details on the Houthi rebels' latest announcement. Ethan?
Thanks, Grace. According to Lloyd's List and ABC News, the Houthi rebels of Yemen have just announced they'll be scaling back their attacks in the Red Sea, now targeting only Israeli-affiliated vessels. This marks a major shift from their previous strategy of attacking any ships with US or UK connections.
What prompted this change in their approach, Ethan?
The Maritime Executive reports this decision followed a successful prisoner exchange between Israel and Hamas, where 90 Palestinian suspects were exchanged for 3 Israeli hostages. However, it's important to note that the Houthis have made it clear these restrictions could be lifted if they face any aggression from the US, UK, or Israel.
Can you give us a sense of just how significant the impact of these attacks has been over the past year?
The numbers are quite staggering, Grace. We've seen over 134 ships attacked using military assets that intelligence sources say were supplied by Iran and China. The economic impact has been severe. Global trade through the Red Sea has plummeted by 60% over the past 14 months. Perhaps most telling is the dramatic drop in Suez Canal traffic, from 2,068 transits in November 2023 to just 877 in October 2024.
What about the financial implications?
The financial toll has been enormous. Egypt alone has lost over $7 billion in Suez Canal revenue in 2024. For shipping companies, insurance premiums have skyrocketed, increasing from less than 1% to as high as 2% of cargo value. These companies are also facing additional costs of up to $1 million per round trip due to having to reroute their vessels.
Is there any update on the Galaxy Leader situation?
The Galaxy Leader, a car carrier hijacked over a year ago, remains in Houthi custody off northwestern Yemen, along with its crew. The Houthis have also made some bold claims about attempting to target the USS Harry S. Truman in the Red Sea 8 times, though U.S. Central Command hasn't commented on these assertions.
Thank you, Ethan, for that comprehensive update. We'll continue to monitor this developing situation. We turn now to our continuing coverage of the devastating wildfires in Southern California. Joining us with the latest updates is our reporter Chloe Martinez. Chloe, what's the current situation with these fires?
Grace, according to HuffPost, we're tracking 2 major blazes that have been burning since January 7th, the Palisades and Eaton fires. The Palisades fire is currently 52% contained after burning through 37 square miles, while the Eaton fire has reached 81% containment.
Those numbers are significant. What about the human impact of these fires?
The toll has been devastating, Grace. Yahoo News reports that at least 27 people have lost their lives, and over 14,000 structures have been destroyed. The economic impact is staggering. Early estimates put the damages between $135 minus $150 billion, making this potentially one of the costliest disasters in California's history. More than 200,000 people have been forced to evacuate their homes.
And I understand there are concerns about weather conditions, making the situation even more dangerous?
That's right. The Press Democrat reports that the National Weather Service has issued what they're calling a particularly dangerous situation warning for Los Angeles and Ventura counties. We're expecting Santa Ana winds with gusts reaching 70 miles per hour along the coast and up to 100 miles per hour in mountain areas. Combined with single-digit humidity levels expected through Thursday and no significant rainfall since April, conditions are extremely hazardous.
How are emergency services responding to these challenges?
Governor Newsom has mobilized significant resources, including fire engines, water-dropping aircraft, and hand crews throughout the region. However, there's also been a security concern. 2 individuals were arrested for impersonating firefighters, wearing turnout gear, and falsely claiming to be from an Oregon fire agency while attempting to enter an evacuation zone.
And Chloe, what makes these fires particularly unusual?
What's remarkable, Grace, is the timing. Winter wildfires are historically rare in California, making this outbreak extremely unusual both in its timing and severity. Insurance claims alone are expected to exceed $8 billion, according to reports from multiple sources including the Press Democrat and HuffPost.
Thank you for that comprehensive update, Chloe. We'll be sure to keep our viewers informed as this situation develops. Here are some other headlines. Billionaire wealth has surged dramatically in 2024, with the world's wealthiest individuals gaining $2 trillion, or roughly $5.7 billion per day. Oxfam International reports that 204 new billionaires were added last year, bringing the total to 2,769. The anti-poverty group warns of a dangerous concentration of wealth as the elite gather for the World Economic Forum in Davos. In a dramatic shift, President-elect Donald Trump has reversed his stance on TikTok, moving from advocating for its ban to being hailed as its savior. Trump announced he would issue an executive order extending the ban deadline, allowing the app to continue operating in the U.S. He's now proposing a joint venture where the U.S. would hold 50% ownership. Chinese President Xi Jinping's envoy, Vice President Han Zheng, met with Vice President-elect J.D. Vance and Tesla CEO Elon Musk in Washington ahead of Trump's inauguration. Discussions covered trade relations, fentanyl concerns, and regional stability. Pope Francis has strongly condemned Trump's planned mass deportation of immigrants, calling it a disgrace. During an appearance on Italian television, the Pope emphasized that such measures would unfairly burden the poor and vulnerable. Tennis star Novak Djokovic has received apologies from Australian broadcaster Tony Jones following offensive comments made during the Australian Open coverage. The controversy, which led to Djokovic boycotting on-court interviews with Channel 9, has now been resolved as he prepares for his quarter-final match against Carlos Alcaraz. And now for our third and final story this morning. Bitcoin has reached unprecedented heights as we await a major transition in Washington. For more on this, we turn to our financial correspondent, Ethan Parker. Ethan, what can you tell us about these remarkable developments?
Thanks, Grace. According to multiple sources, including the Winnipeg Sun and Winnipeg Free Press, Bitcoin has just shattered all previous records, surging past $109,000 today, just hours before President-elect Trump's inauguration ceremony.
That's a stunning figure, Ethan. How does this compare to recent months?
Well, Grace, the numbers are quite remarkable. As reported by the Daily Excelsior, Bitcoin was trading at just under $69,500 on November 1, 2024, right before Trump's election victory. That means we're looking at a staggering 56% increase in less than 3 months.
And what's driving this dramatic surge?
The primary catalyst appears to be Trump's promised crypto-friendly policies. It's particularly interesting because this represents a complete reversal from his first term, when he was notably skeptical of cryptocurrencies. A key turning point came on December 5, 2024, when Bitcoin first broke $100,000 after Trump announced Paul Atkins, a known crypto advocate, as his SEC nominee.
What specific plans has the incoming administration outlined for cryptocurrency?
According to multiple reports, Trump has announced several ambitious initiatives. Perhaps most notably, he's proposing a strategic Bitcoin reserve worth $21 billion to be managed by the Treasury Department. He's also promised to establish a special crypto advisory council within his first 100 days, which would be by May 1st. He's already named David Sachs as his crypto czar and Bo Hines as executive director of what's being called the Presidential Council of Advisors for Digital Assets.
How is the crypto community responding to these developments?
The response has been overwhelmingly positive, Grace. The industry has even organized a crypto ball event, effectively crowning Trump as the first crypto president. He's also winning support from the crypto community, with his promise to commute Ross Ulbricht's life sentence. Ulbricht being the founder of Silk Road, which has been a major talking point among crypto advocates and libertarian activists.
Thank you for that comprehensive update, Ethan. We'll certainly be watching these developments closely. That's all we have for now. Today's episode was made by Alexander King, with Claude Sonnet 3.5, the Perplexity API, and the Google Cloud Text-to-Speech API. Hope you have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow, Alex.